Hi, Holly.
Hi, good to see you, Jerry.
We've
How
been
are you doing?
really good. We've been life coaching now for several months, and I so appreciate the time that we spend together and the progress you've made. And I wanted to just bring you on and just ask you really just one question and have you tell me, how has our life coaching been of benefit to you in your life?
Well, I think we've been doing life coaching for maybe around like 7 or 8 months now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot longer than I thought it was, but I have to say, I the idea of life coaching at first, it felt a little bit silly. Like you hear the words life coach, you don't really necessarily understand what that is if you've never experienced it before. And I was like, oh, is it just like you're giving me tips on what to do in my life, or is it like therapy? And after meeting you in
Mm.
our first session, it was unlike anything I had ever experienced in my life before. I feel like more than anything, you're a mentor, but you are also one of my greatest friends now. I feel that, I immediately sense like comfort when I come into our sessions, and I feel like I can be vulnerable with you, and you are never judgmental towards me or any of the things that I've experienced in my life. And I feel like, again, with the term life coaching, like I feel like that term may carry the idea that maybe someone's telling you how to live your life, but all you're doing is enhancing the things that I do and giving me guidance to the paths that I should be taking, and how my actions can affect the things that are happening in my life. I have to say, like when I came to you initially, I was going through a lot emotionally, spiritually, and just physically in my life. Like it was not going well. I had really low self-esteem, and after just our first session, when I spoke to you about my life and everything that's happened to me, and the way that you were able to empathize with so much of it, and to really listen to me for the first time in my life, I don't feel like anyone has ever listened to me like that. Um, you took everything into account. You wrote down notes, and at the end of every session, you always sent the notes. And I think that is one of the most profound things that anyone has ever done. Like therapists don't do that. Therapists don't send you a copy of what happened in your session so you can reflect and you can see your growth over a certain amount of sessions. And that is something that I have been able to do and reflect on this entire time, which is absolutely beautiful. You introduced me to spirituality and Native American culture, and we've done our shamanic journeys where we have our drum beat, and we're able to meditate and really like access those parts of my mind that wouldn't normally be accessed, where I can think and sit there and reflect on my actions and my choices. And because in reality, and what you have taught me is that in life, all we really have is ourselves, and we can only count on ourselves, and we can only hold ourselves accountable for our own actions. So to be able to understand that and to have a better understanding of myself by diving deeper with your guidance has truly been groundbreaking for me, and learning about what I want as a person and how my choices in life affect how I feel about myself. And
Mm-hmm.
when I initially started with you, I was heavily using drugs and alcohol, and just after a few of our sessions,
Mm-hmm.
I started to realize that like that was not helping me in any way, shape, or form, and it was inhibiting my growth, and you made me feel like I don't need to have a social lubricant. I don't need something that's going to make me into a person that people are going to like. That you taught me that I am likable on my own, and that I people like me for my who I am, for my personality, and that is such a gift. And I don't think I would ever know how to completely repay you for something like that, because
Oh.
it's just like I did 10 years of therapy, 10 years
Mm.
of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I took 17 different types of medications
Oh my
for
gosh.
depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
and for just mental stability.
Mm-hmm.
And I also am diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and severe depression and acute anxiety and PTSD. And years of working with doctors did not do what you had done for me in just a
Oh.
matter of a few months.
Mm.
Um, you you saved me.
Mm.
You know, I've literally, there's been times in my life where I wanted to end my life, and I after working with you, I don't think I ever would want to do that again.
Oh.
That you you saw in me what I was never able to see in myself, and no one around me was able to see, um, which was promise and hope for the future. And I know that with everything that you have been through and everything that
Mm.
you were able to overcome, that I can do anything if you can do that.
Mm.
Um, sorry, I don't
So,
mean to
so
get
sweet.
all
I know you
crying
got me
here.
crying too.
You know, it's just, it's
Oh.
been such like a monumental, a huge thing in my life that we've been able to do so much in such a short period of time, and I've I've gained so much self confidence in my
Mm.
job and in school
Mm-hmm.
and just in life in general, and I'm starting to apply it to my relationships, and you've helped me learn my worth, and you're helping me out of the hole that I was in for so many years. I mean,
Mm.
I was diagnosed with depression 11 years ago now,
Wow.
and I had to say, like, if for the first time in my life I wasn't feeling depressed anymore when we
Mm.
were working together,
Yeah.
and it was just such a beautiful thing, a beautiful feeling that I can't describe it unless you experience it yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
this was something that I was hesitant about and nervous about experiencing, but it is the best thing that I have ever done for myself.
Oh.
It's the
Okay.
best act of self-care that I've ever done,
Mm.
and I'm extremely grateful to you and the
Mm.
incredible impact that you have made on my life for now and forever, and my ways of
Mm.
thinking, and my relationships,
Mm.
and just everything as a whole.
Mm.
And the techniques that you have given me with breathing, and with our spiritual journeys that we do, where I found
Mm-hmm.
my spirit animal, which was elk, and
Mm-hmm.
how I was able to relate to something from my past, which was a very spiritual place, which is the forest for me. And I'm able to go to that special, happy, spiritual place whenever I'm feeling extremely overwhelmed, because life continues to be stressful and
Yes.
overwhelming. That
Yes,
never
it
goes
does.
away.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you work in life coaching, you're then able to be prepared. You're coming to battle, but you have armor this time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I'm ready to fight anything that comes towards me. I'm ready for anything that life throws at me, because I know that I have this power that you've given me inherently, and I have elk on my side. And I'm not a religious person, but it's been a very spiritual journey, and
Mm.
like this is the closest thing I felt to spirituality,
Mm.
um, and it's growth,
Mm.
it's
Mm.
beautiful,
Well,
and it makes me excited for the future. And I
well,
have
thank you so
never
much,
said that
Holly.
before.
Mwah. I love
Well,
you.
I love you too.